Hello, creatives. Welcome to the daily pick a card and birthday reading for September 3rd. If you were born today after sunrise, you are an 8 of diamonds. Before sunrise, you're actually yesterday's card, a 9 of diamonds. So the way this works is I read each card individually, then all together for the collective. We talk about this 8 of diamonds day, the energy around it, the high vibe, the low vibe of what you might bump into. All right, and then we're going to do a special birthday message for you, 8 of diamonds. This is your solar year cards. They are here to invite you to do the work on raising your vibration and therefore adding so much energy to your manifesting abilities. Your coffers will be full, your tank will be full, and any time that you need to manifest, you can look back at all of that feel-good energy of doing whatever the invitation is inviting you to do. Okay, so we are also that first deacon, second deacon. We're just getting done with the first deacon. Today is the first day of the second deacon. So there's a new little bit around this. It is sub-ruled by Saturn. So you can go and check your Saturn position, see what card you have there, and listen to this next 10 days with that card position in mind. It does add another layer. So, yeah, not only that, this is the deacon that is the natural problem solver. So it's practical solutions, that kind of thing. And loving a good, deep, intellectual conversation and kind of being the love of negotiating. So like a well thought out point of view, being able to put words to that, persuading abilities. So the exact opposite of that would be not comfortable, uncomfortable with speaking up, for coming forward, feeling a little skittish and timid about doing something like that. Or, you could be in that really pushy and overbearing with your opinions. It's can be quite relentless and obsessive with having things your way. Those are the catch-22, the shadow sides of this deacon that, we all are tapping into that energy in our lives from one day to another. But this is a next 10 days where that could happen more often than not. So let's turn over card number 1 and see what we get. We got the 8 of clubs. All right, so this is like the lofty thinking card. It is an 8, so it has to do with Rahu, where you're being invited to explore, experiment in, having that self-validation of being that intelligent, intellectual being that is very grounded in their knowledge, very full and understanding of exactly what it is, that information that needs to be shared. So this is a great card to get here. It is you really being able to see your individuality. It is you being able to focus and have that confidence, that willingness, even with a goal-oriented vision of where you want to take this. It is the Chariot card in the major arcana. So, the Chariot, it is you holding the reins, knowing where to go, how to maneuver successfully where you need to go. It's a great card. All right, let's take a look at card number 2. We've got the 5 of spades. So I do look at the chart of the day, and the 5 of spades is on the Uranus position in the 8 of diamonds birth chart. So the 5 of spades is really a creative card in how you eventually get to the bare minimal of you, what you need at your core, just the few essentials, and how that can be a super creative card in that Uranus position. Because how do you get out of all of the, what do I want to call it, entrapments of your daily life? You know, being, if you are that 8 of diamonds, and we are all in that energy today, where you could feel like you wanted to surround yourself with things that validate who you want to be, who you feel you are, who you think you are, and really justify all of that stuff. When this card is really kind of the key to unlocking that behavior. Love the card for that. It's you just really unloading a whole lot of stuff that you don't need, doing it with joy as well. You've got Jupiter energy here. This is Jupiter plus it's judgment. So it's making good choices about how to go about doing this. It's for you at your core, your remedies, your cures about your well-being, and sorting it through and having a good time at it. It's great. And clearly creative. So that just got added into the mix of this card if you chose card number 2. All right, let's look at card number 3. We've got the 9 of clubs. So this is in the Pluto position, that king spot in the 8 of diamonds spread. So this is good. This is you, if you chose this card today, having the opportunity to share knowledge and really having an opportunity to enrich lives. It's a pathfinder card. It is truth finding. It's like being on your path, running into the truth and realizing where you need to take it next. There's a letting go with it because you're ready to drop old ideas and move on to fresh new ones. So it's about letting go of some preconceived notion. Been doing it that way for God knows how long, and you're just on your path. And then this information comes into you, for you, a piece of the puzzle, and you're like, oh, wow, okay, I didn't understand that before. I can totally see where that's going to take me in this really lovely direction. Much better, much well-rounded. Maturity, just, perfect, and going for it. That's the 9 of clubs. And it's the Hermit card with the major arcana. That's the one it's related to. So you also have that contemplation part of this where you're feeling like you can trust in the messages that come through. You are being guided by it. Really beautiful energy. And every time a 9 of clubs does that, you change the way of your karmic family DNA so that you move on with a more right action. And when you do that, you actually change the DNA. It's beautiful, isn't it? So you have that ability. And of course, if you are the Eight of Diamonds, this is your catch 22. This is what you don't see coming. It comes out of left field. You get smacked with it, trips you up because of you being an Eight of Diamonds. So we're going to just talk about the energy of that for a moment, because the eights are all about that Rahu energy, that in this case with the red eights, it is the Hanged Man energy. So you've got that ability to look at things from a different point of view, to take something and sit with it for a while and really polish your strategy around beginning something that needs to be really positively infused. You've got that time to see how to get there, polishing, sprucing it up, and actually having something that is improved upon. So it's a beautiful card, that 8 and Rahu and the Hanged Man, connotations with it. And we all come into our understanding of our Rahu. It really takes action around the age of 42. So that's a thing for today as well. Think back to when you were 42, or if you're in your 42, what is your Rahu inviting you to go do? To start or begin the begin of really taking it seriously. Okay, so on the positive light attributes of an Eight of Diamonds, we are really validated with what we think, how we go about doing things. Our confidence is high. We've got that diplomatic, lovely way of seeing the balance in things. And you, as this beautiful, sparkly diamond, so magnetic, and the values are in the right place, and life is just easy. It is actually a very lucky card to be. You get the big breaks. So we are all in that possibility for today of getting a break in something and having it be a positive. So what's the downside? The shadow side are the attributes of that Eight of Diamonds, that possibility of the energy that we could also be bumping up into. Obviously, misaligned values, having a low self-esteem where we are looking to validate who we are from an outside source, gathering all those possessions that you don't really need so that you can see that, oh, wow, you've got a brand new this. Oh, wow, you've got, this and that. Aren't you something? And getting our validation of who we are that way. And it's all well and fine to have all of those lovely things that you have gathered and worked hard for and have earned and love and want to take care of, because we are talking about how we value things. And that's fabulous. You've earned them. And that can come with that high vibe value. But it can also come with the lower shadow attributes of seeking that and having a low self-esteem around it and ending up being materialistic in order to stay in that, right? And it really is like self-sabotage because you want the balance and you're trying to get it from an outside validation when you have just done the work and realized what kind of balance is necessary and real for you. Okay? All right. So we've got the Nine of Clubs on that Pluto for you. So let's, in this Nine of Clubs day, so this is something that could come into or from left field for all of us today. Some little heads up about how we might tweak our reactions, how we might think about letting go, taking a moment to contemplate, channeling, beautiful day for that, very, very psychic energy in the works today. And listening, asking, and stopping to listen, give that spirit that moment to get it in, and you being able to take it and understand it so that you can start thinking about it differently and seeing how you can move forward, make a difference within yourself, and therefore making a difference with everything else. Beautiful. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're doing today. We've got this big think we're putting on. We are very confident and strong, and we have our vision. We know how we're going to get there. We're grounded. We are in charge and going at this full force and really doing a good job at it. We're going to get a little inkling of something that needs to be tweaked. And we're going to see where we can let go of something that's not really serving us any longer. It's going to be a pretty easy letting go because we're going to see it and just intellectually know it's the right thing to do for us. And we're going to go about letting it go and changing our thinking and our karmic DNA. It's beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. I love that this Five of Spades is in the middle of things. I love that it's in the chart for the day, as well as the Nine of Clubs, because it really does speak to having that higher vibe of knowing when to let something go. The Eight of Diamonds has the Seven of Diamonds on the ecliptic. It is a constant weighing of values and letting go what doesn't work any longer and moving forward in that upgrade. It's just the way it is. Beautiful. All right, so I'm going to leave it there and wish you all luck. Let's move on to the birthday message. It often comes back to refer more to the spread of the day. So stay tuned for that. And for you, Eight of Diamonds, it's a beautiful message already for you today. You've got all of this beautiful energy right there at your fingertips. We know you're ecliptic. That Seven of Diamonds has that death card connotations, and you have that in your K2 as well. So, you know, you're no slouch when it comes to understanding and having that higher vibration of knowing when to let something go and how to move on to acquire something that's more suited for you. And how do you do that? Well, look at your Rahu. That is that beautiful Ace of Spades. It comes through like a ton of bricks. It just lands on you and boom, you know, those death cards and the Sun card that you have, that King of Spades. It's all about circling back to who you are spiritually at your core. You are your soul, beautiful soul being, and how you move forward on that note, right? It's so gorgeous. Beautiful chart. They all are. But I love this diamonds chart because it's so interesting and how that ace of spades plays a part in your Rahu. These deep personal truths about who you are and where you're supposed to take it. Absolutely brilliant. All right, let's take a look and see where you are invited into doing the work to raise your vibration, how you can get there quicker and with a heads up on what path to take so that you can raise your vibration and therefore fill that well of energy to draw on. Precision. The desire to do things precisely is useful as long as it does not devolve into rigidity. Well, that's true, right? You can't be so stuck in hanging on to a preconceived notion. So that directly relates to your Pluto card, that 9 of clubs, and being open to seeing where things could be tweaked for the better. Doesn't always want to be, right? You've had something beautiful that's worked for you beautifully, and now all of a sudden, after all that hard work, you've got to let it go. No, I don't want to. So it's that kind of rigidity that they are coming through for you to take a look at how you decide what your decision making process is, how you are able to keep in that love of having all of your eggs in a row, yet when one gets broken, how to stay in the high vibe without devolving into needing to hang on to the old way of thinking. So the Pathfinder card is so beautifully reminder of where you are to soften and explore, so that when you move forward and take advantage of those 7s in your chart, you do it with this joy, this freedom, this realization that it couldn't get any better than that. You are actually changing family DNA. You. The DNA changer. That's what that's there for. You making those improvements on you. Absolutely beautiful. Just got to think about it differently and understand that it is a beautiful path leading you absolutely in the direction that you need to go. Love it. Let's see what you get with the spirit and nature. The 5 of Hearts. This is lovely too. This just adds a real joyful, creative exploration to the whole thing. Feel it emotionally, where you need to go, right? Now you've got a lot of hearts in your chart that are uneven numbers. It's not easy. You've got that 3 of Hearts in your moon. It's all about letting go. Your chart is about letting go of old preconceived notions about everything. You are a Rahu energy. That's what you're supposed to be doing through those big epiphanies. So enjoy, have fun with it, get loose, right? Yeah, very, very nice. Let's see what you get for the Wishcraft card. I am free to make my wishes come true. Yes, you are. And it is all related to that Pluto 9 of clubs. That is your key. How to encompass, how to bring into your inner family that kind of curiosity and brilliance into how you move forward in changing your way of thinking around having to live a life that is all about letting go. But it's all about doing the upgrade too. So you can really settle into that as well. So you're a natural problem solver. You are there with it. That Saturn is very important. That is that 3 of diamonds for you. So again, it's the upgrade. It's knowing when to let go of something that no longer serves. It is also that card that opens you to understanding the real value of things. So if you've been pursuing values that are not really serving you, now's the time to ask for that guidance through your 9 of clubs and see where you might be able to make those tweaks for the better. All right. Well, happy birthday, 8 of diamonds. Hope this spoke to you. Hope it's something that you want to dive into. It's really pretty interesting that it so closely relates to your chart. All right. Carpe diem, everyone. Kindness, curiosity, and as always, let's have fun on our creative journeys.